Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Today we're going to be making a soft shell fried crab sandwich. It's delicious. Michael, my son, his birthday was a couple weeks ago, and my husband's was a couple months ago. We had gone to a restaurant, had this wonderful seafood buffet, and discovered the soft shell crabs. So we went searching because we live here in Nevada, and we went to our local Asian market and were able to find some soft shelled crabs, and it's actually a pretty decent price. Our little market here in Reno is Yim's. So shout out to them. It was really delicious. So like I said, we're on this soft shelled crab, fried crab sandwich kick right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make the batter. And then what we'll do is we'll go to break, and I'll get the fryer ready, and I'll get the lettuce, the tomato, the mayo, and the sriracha, and the pickles we're going to use for the sandwich, and get the buns ready. But I wanted to show you everything that it takes to make my batter. I made this batter before for my chicken, my fish and chips, and my chicken strips. The only thing I didn't put in that was the Old Bay. I used something else. So this is a really easy recipe. It's 2.5 cups of flour, regular all-purpose flour. I already had 1 cup in there already. So that would be 2.5. I did 2 of these and 1 of those. So we're good there. And then what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I'll remember everything correctly. I will write in the description box all the directions, so but I kind of tentatively know what I use, but you know, every once in a while I make a mistake. Tablespoon, teaspoon. This is 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I get everything out of there, though. I don't want nothing sticking around, because this is what's going to make my batter good, rise, and be nice and fluffy. And this is kind of like my kind of batter, like they do chicken crispers at Chili's. That's my favorite kind. When I indulge in chicken strips or beer battered, or you don't have to use beer either. You can use carbonated water and stuff like that. That's what I indulge in. I love this kind of batter. Didn't discover it until about, I don't know, we went to a St. James Brasserie here in town, like a brasserie, and they had that kind of batter for some of their stuff. Never even really knew about it until I started eating at Chili's and that one place. And boy, lo and behold, it's delicious. So now I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I'm going to do it this way. This is a half of teaspoon of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. We're good there. And then I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of sugar. It might be, I'm sorry, it's 2 teaspoons of sugar. 2 teaspoons of sugar. But like I said, I'll put it in the description box. And then I'm going to go ahead and do half teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of celery salt. And they're all right here too. Gonna give another mix. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. You can use regular paprika and you'd be fine. And I believe this is like all I use for my regular, like my fish and chips, and my chicken beer batter. Might use something else, or maybe I use something like an extra scoop of one of these. This is 1 tablespoon of Old Bay. And this is what I have been frying our soft shell crabs in. This is really just an easy little recipe. Okay, and then basically what I'm going to do is take our beer. I'm going to open it. I'm using, I think last time I actually did not have Samuel Adams. I used Coors Light, and it worked just fine. But this one, I think, gives a little bit more flavor, to be honest. Maybe even a little bit more body to my batter. Okay, so everything is incorporated. And if not, I can still mix it more. I'm going to switch to a fork now that I'm going to do the beer. Okay, and what I'm going to do, and I always do this, I always pour the beer too fast. You know, I should pour it slow. But, you know, I'm just going to be me and pour it in. It'll all get mixed. I'm not going to pour it all because I want to control how much liquid. But I should have a little bit more patience. Not me. I'm just going to pour it in. So we're good. And I may need a little bit more. I always see how consistent I want my batter, how thick or how thin. And then what I'll do is when I go to break, like I said, I'll come back with the condiments, the lettuce, tomato, and pickle. Might have to go get one more beer. Because you want it thick, but not too thick. And I don't know, I have to see the batter. You know, I think it's everybody's preference, you know. It's kind of like pancake batter. You can make it just like, but like if you're not. Okay, so for me, this, I need a whole other beer. So I need to get another one. So I'm going to get another one. Guess we're going to get our drink on and our eat tonight, because you want your batter to be more like a pancake batter. And so you're going to keep mixing. And I don't make this a lot. You know, this is kind of like a treat, you know, this batter. Normally, when I'm making, you know, I use a dry batter. I don't always fry my chicken strips either, or my fish. I bake them, I batter them and bake them, or I put them in a pan and do it that way. Okay, so we're getting good. I'm going to get some arm exercise here. And I don't want to put too much in because I don't want to have to go and add more flour, because I like the ratio of what I have here. I'm going to do 3 soft shell crabs for you guys on camera. And then what I'll do is use the rest of the batter later. But I want to show. Okay. And then what we're going to do is just let this sit for a minute. And then I'll tell you guys exactly for what I made for ingredients wise, how much beer I use. Like, so I have not too much beer in here. And then what I'll do is I'll put that in the description, because that's 12 fluid ounces. Okay, so I can tell I'm in a lot better texture and consistency like I want. I want it thick. Oops. Let me not just make a mess here. So then what I'm going to do is we're just going to mix and incorporate. This is the hardest part of this recipe, but I tell you, this is so worth it. And like I said, it'll work for chicken, fish, shrimp. It'll be delish. Like I said, this is not something that you do all the time. There's no way you're going to come home from work and do this every single day. So you don't even have to worry about your calorie point. Okay, that's perfect. That's the consistency I want. It's a medium thickness. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get my, I'll go ahead. Like I said, I'll measure this and I'll put that in the description. And I'm going to get this in the fridge, and I'm going to get my countertop cleaned off, and we'll be back. Okay, welcome back. I have just a little bit of, you know, I love my garlic spread. So I'm going to go like this, just a little bit on my bun. Take a little dip of real butter just to tone everything down. And this is how I get them nice and toasty. Look at that bread. That bread looks beautiful. That's nice and toasted. Ah, absolutely gorgeous. Oops. I'm going to go here. And then this one is done as well. I'm going to put this one on. And I just wanted to show you how we did that, because the bun makes a big difference. It'll make, with it toasted, it makes it much more crispy on the outside. And then just let it sit so it cools, so your mayo's not so hot. Okay, so we're just going to keep this on right here. And then I'm going to tell you, I put one of them in the fryer already. My biggest thing that I have to work on, consistency with my beautiful crab, but it's going to make a fantastic sandwich. These ones, the legs are all nice and beautiful. These two are a little stuck together, but like I said, they're going to be delicious. After I fry like 4, 5, 6 of them, I've got these out perfect and beautiful. So I'm going to show you, before I get to breading, what ones I used. And this is from our market local, Yims in Reno. So I'm going to take them out and show you how they look. They look like this. They come like this, and then you just unthaw them. So this is what I'm using, and I have 2 that are unthawed because we're going to bread them together. And like I said, I'm going to do more of these later, but I do not want to keep you on camera for all that. So let me bring these over here to you. Fantastic. Buns are done. We could turn this off, put that over here. Buns are beautiful. So these are what my little soft shell crabs look like. Let me see here. Just like that. That's what they look like. So when you pick them up, you have to be careful so they don't break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it in the batter. And I'm just going to press it down. And I don't want to press him too hard, because if you press on him too hard, his legs will. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick him up like this, let some of his drain, and like that. And see, my bad thing is though, is this is when you have to pay attention to your batter. Make sure your batter is not too dry. I mean too thick. Okay, and then I'm just going to put him in my fryer. And I can only do 2 in my fryer because my fryer is so small. Like I said, you'll get better at, it's more the taste, what we're going for. It's a small shell crab. I would love to go to the restaurant and be able to just get these. They're not all over Nevada like that, and then, you know, they're expensive. It is a delicious bite. Now, if I get to go to like New York, Maryland, places like that, probably they'll be all over the place, and it won't be so as expensive as it is here. So I'm only going to put 1 at a time so that I can show you guys, and hopefully they'll come out prettier. But, you know, prettier comes with after you've done it for a while. And then what I'm doing is 3 minutes on each side. So kitchen timer 3. And then there we go. And then I just watch them. Okay, so while this one's going, what we're going to do is we're going to make our Siracha mayo. Boy, I sure know how to make a mess. So I have just 2 teaspoons of mayo in here. I'm not making a lot, making a little bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I am just going to, oops, I think I do have to open it though first. Hello. Let's open. And then let's give a couple little squirts. Okay. I personally am not a mayo or condiment fan. I am not. My husband and my son love it this way. So this is what I'm going to do. This is going to add a little bit more zing. And it'll just give the mayonnaise just a little bit more. And then normally what I do is put a little bit of garlic in here too if you like. Sometimes, and you don't have to. Today I'm just going to use the straight Sriracha and mayo. Another one with this sandwich too, my husband likes actually tartar sauce. So I don't want to go too crazy. There you go, just a little bit more, just a couple squirts. Like I said, I have a lot of flavor in there, so I don't want to add too much flavor because you can over flavor things, especially if they're spicy. But Sriracha's not hot. You get a little zing, but that's it. It's a beautiful one because at first I'm not a big fan of, I'd rather eat fresh chili and stuff like that versus a processed something like this. But I actually like Sriracha. I think it's actually very good. Okay, so my little dressing is ready to go. So I'll just slather that, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you. I have lettuce, beautiful lettuce and tomato, and I have beautiful pickles. So this is what I'm going to be putting on our sandwich today. A piece of lettuce, a piece of tomato or two, depending on how the guys want it, and a couple of pickles at least. So we're good. I got my trusty mayonnaise and pickles, which I'm going to put away so we can get my counter cleaned off. The one crab's almost done frying. And I'm going to be making some chicken strips too later. So we're good there. We're frying. Okay, so we're going to get ready to get this one out. And we're going to do another one. Beautiful. It looks super delicious. Okay, yep, looks great. And it's cooking fantastic. So what I'm going to do is pull this one over. Like I said, the way it looks, it'll get better. You'll get better at it. I always say first, it is taste. Second is, presentation. But it takes time. You can't just always get on and get these done and do these just like they do in the restaurant. But that's why you keep practicing. That one's a little bit cuter. I like it. I bet you if I thin my batter just a little bit, it would be fine. Okay, so the other one's in. I'm just gonna go like that, letting him drip for a minute. I did Michael's birthday, and they were so cute. They actually, you could see their little legs and everything, which was great. So I'm gonna flip him over. Do it just like that. And then as he starts to come up, he will come up as he starts to, just make sure he's not stuck to anything. Okay, so I have a lot of batter here. But like I said, I'm not going to keep you guys on camera. And like I said, as soon as I fry the rest of them, they'll come out all gorgeous. I'll have to take a picture. But it's more the taste and the idea of what you have. And then like what we tried in a restaurant and how delicious we thought it was. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making the sandwich where this last one fries, because we are good to go. Basically, going to go ahead and take my bread and my plate, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to assemble. And so basically, I'm going to go ahead and take some good Sriracha mayo. Just put a little slather on top. I'm kind of one of those where I like to show things perfect, but not always is cooking a perfect vessel. I mean, things can happen, things like that. But at the very worst, if it's not as pretty as you want it, sometimes I go back and forth with that because I'm not good at coloring and things like that and so forth. And I just don't have a lot of talent in those areas, but I love food. And so I try to make it, but sometimes you have to just keep working and working. And this is not a dish that you're going to have every day, but I wanted to make it because me and my family, we love the way it tastes. So I'm going to learn how to make this. So you came into my kitchen today with me. Thank you. And we're learning together. And if anybody knows a better way to do it, let me know. Maybe my batter is a little too thick, but I do like the consistency of the batter, because this batter is what they do at a couple of the restaurants I really do like. So I'm just going to let that cook right there. So I'm going to take this beautiful piece of lettuce. I'm going to take I'm going to just take one tomato. I think one's good enough. And then I'm going to take 2 pickles. And then I'm going to put my beautiful crab on there. And like this. We'll put them like that. And then we're going to go and top it. And then there's my beautiful crab sandwich. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to take a look at this guy. We're going to flip him. It's about 3-4 minutes on each side. And we're good to go. Like I said, 3-4 minutes on each side. And this is our beautiful sandwich. Okay. Thanks for coming in and cooking with me today. Thanks for working on something that I'm very passionate about right now. I want to learn how to make a multitude of dishes, foods, recipes. You know me, I love cooking. I love us all sharing recipes and watching everybody I watch. I want to just thank you, all my subscribers and so forth, and ask if you like the content, if you would please like, share, comment. I'd be most grateful. So that's what our beautiful soft shell crab sandwich looks like. Everyone have a beautiful, blessed day, and we'll see you soon.